now call the meeting of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Okay.
Just.
Okay, welcome to the Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Special Magistrate hearing. When addressing the special magistrate, please state your name, your address, and speak clearly into the microphone. If you are planning to speak during this hearing, you must sign the speakers list located at the front door for the record. Presentations by the county, respondents, and opposition must be kept to a maximum of 10 minutes each. The special magistrate may recess at 12:30 and reconvene at 1:30 p.m. to conclude business if necessary. The basic process for this hearing is your case will be announced. Ms. Myers will conduct the oath of witness. Staff will present the evidence in your case. You will be allowed to rebut the evidence and explain what has occurred. I will close the hearing and announce my decision. All decisions are based on the gravity of the violation, the action taken by the violator, and violator's history. I may ask questions, allow other witness testimony if necessary. If I issue an order for compliance, it's your responsibility to notify the code enforcement officer on or before the date ordered to demonstrate the violation has been corrected. Depending on my order, the code enforcement staff may later conduct an inspection to see if you complied. If the staff believes you have not complied, you will receive a notice in the mail. By law, you have 10 days to contest that notice, otherwise it will be considered correct and a lien may be filed against your property. If you have any questions, these rules are outlined in Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance and Laws, Chapter 14, Article 2, Section 14. Any person who decides to appeal the decision of Code Enforcement Special Magistrate will need a record of the proceedings. The record is comprised of the testimony and evidence upon which appeal is based. It is your responsibility to ensure that the verbatim record of the proceedings is made. By law, you have 30 days from the date of the order to appeal the special magistrate's decision to the circuit court. Now, before we begin, please silence all electronic devices. At this point in time, I want to approve the minutes of previously meeting of October 16, 2020. And Ms. Myers, would you please conduct?
All county staff who will be testifying must take the oath of witness. Please stand and raise your right hand if you'll be testifying. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
First case is on page 2 under continued cases. Number 3, case number CE 1900-6333. The owner is Aubrey W. Beecham Life Estate and Jimmy Fay Life Estate and Yaya Chaudhry. I apologize if I messed that up. The location is 7716 East Sly Avenue. This case has been continued from a number of previous hearings, and you should have a case history.
I do.
Okay. Most recently, it was at the hearing on February 14th, 2020, and at that date, it was continued to June 12, 2020, which was canceled, and all subsequent hearings have been canceled due to COVID. And we have some people here. If you're here in person, come up to the podium for this case. I've got somebody, oh, they're virtual, I'm sorry.
Okay.
If we on screen so I can give them the oath.
I believe that's Cindy Fritz.
Yes. Can
Peter on.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
It's,
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Fritz, we can hear you. Please continue.
okay. Can you see me?
Your camera just went down. Can you turn it off and turn it back on, please?
Okay. Can you see the camera now? It's up on my screen.
We are not seeing it yet. Stand by. Yes, Cindy, we're getting a low bandwidth warning. We may have to have you leave the meeting and rejoin, or turn off any other Wi-Fi devices.
I can't, I'm at a place of business. There's no other Wi-Fi I can turn off.
We may need you to leave the meeting and rejoin then, Cindy.
Okay.
It seems like she's having some internet connectivity issues.
Okay, so will we do this case later? Is that,
So we just continue this case later in the agenda then, instead of being called now?
okay. Okay, the next case then is number 4 on the agenda, case number CE 1900-7856. The owner is Rafael V. Soriano, 1105 Davis Road, and this case was also continued previously. Most recently was continued to the April 10th, 2020 meeting, and that was canceled due to COVID, so it's on the agenda today. And if you're here, come up to the podium now.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
And I need both of you to state your name and address.
Rafael V. Soriano, 11505 Davis Road, Tampa, 33637.
Diane Beeson, 11505 Davis Road, Tampa, 33637.
Thank you. Do we have an officer to testify?
Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Officer Steen,
Is he voting?
virtual, yes.
Go ahead again, sir.
Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Officer Steen. I first this case was first inspected on 05/23/2019 at the property located at 11505 Davis Road, Tampa, Florida, 33637. The property is owner occupied, not in foreclosure. The condition left is agricultural animals in a residential district. In light of the revised land development code that was amended on September 21st, 2020, section 6.11.129, backyard chickens. At this time, the resident is the owner is allowed to have 5 hens, and that must be kept in a 150 square foot chicken coop. No roosters are permitted or other types of fowl.
Okay, when's the last time did you go over there and take a look at it?
My last inspection was bear with me. I've been out there. The last inspection where I physically saw the birds was in August. However, since that time, they've completely fenced in the entire property, so I haven't been able to enter to physically look at the birds that are on the property.
Okay. Raphael,
Sir.
want to add it in?
Okay, all the chickens got rehomed. I had a family that took like 25 of them and took them all to Texas with them. They moved to Texas. I did, the last time came in front of you, informed why I had to put a fence all over my property, because I have people going through with dirt bikes through the property and going in and knocking down my fruits, my avocado, from my avocado tree and all that. So I called the fence company and they put a fence, cost me like $22,000 altogether, just so I could have some privacy. But the chickens are gone. There's no chickens. They're being rehomed.
You're saying there's no chickens there?
No, sir. They're all gone.
To Texas myself. And
She took them to Texas herself, and because we're going to buy property there. So we went to put a bid on about 5 acres.
Okay.
And we got a neighbor there that moved there, so he's watching over all the animals.
So in essence, you're saying right now you're in compliance, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you don't have a problem with the officer coming out and doing an inspection?
If he wants to come in, I let him in the yard.
Well, I hope so.
Because I got everything locked up. Everything is fenced in.
Yes, ma'am.
I do have something to say because the guy has called me numerous times, made me take away my appointments for my spina bifida to wait all day long for him, and then calls me late at night to tell me, because he tried to make me sign forms without him being around, and that doesn't work with me. And then he called again and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, my tire blew or whatever. I'll be there tomorrow." So I had to cancel all my spina bifida appointments again and wait for him all day. They never showed up, and they kept calling and harassing me saying that we have to do this form, we have to do this, we have to do that. And they're coming out and they never show up.
That's relevant.
Okay.
Forget about it.
No, it's their job.
All right. Well, what we're going to do,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and since you say that you're in compliance, you don't have any chickens running around.
Well, I have no chickens running around, sir.
Okay, I'm going to make an arrangement. I'm going to give you an order here that'll give you a certain period of time. The officer will give you his phone number. You can call him when you're available for inspection. He will come out and do an inspection.
Okay, sir. That sounds agreeable.
Okay. I rule in a case of CE 19007856 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, action taken by the violator in violence history, I grant 14 days to come in compliance. If compliance not
Yes, sir.
achieved, a fine of $300 will be assessed, okay?
Yes, sir. You say that the officer's you're gonna give me a number so I can call him?
Yeah, go work it out. The officer's still there?
Yes, sir. They have my number, but I'll be happy to give it again right here.
Why don't you give him your number and he'll call you?
That's my number.
Will you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my number is 813.
Don't give out your number, sir.
Stop. Oh,
Mine.
relax, man.
Okay,
We're good, sir?
you guys will make contact and get you in compliance, you're done.
Okay, sir.
I did have a question though. You said that with the new law,
Yeah.
that Hillsborough County lets you have 5 of them?
I don't
5
know.
hens.
That's the beginning of what you just mentioned.
Yes, the ordinance has changed. You can have 5 hens in a 150 square foot pen, and they have to keep in the pen at all times. They can't run free.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Okay?
All right, sir. We're good.
Have a great day.
Thank you,
Steve,
sir.
did you have something to
Appreciate
add?
your time.
Happy holiday.
Turn to page 5, number 10, case number CE 2000-2393. The owner is Stephen P. Schweitz and Martha A. Kinsey, 7924 Flowerfield Drive. We have service and someone is here for this case.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good. Sir, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And state your name and address.
Stephen P. Shywitz, 7924 Flower Field Drive, Tampa.
Thank you.
Jose
Reyes.
Case here.
Yes, Jose Reyes, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I first inspected the property at 7924 Flowerfield Drive on February 19th of this year on a service request stating overgrowth and accumulations. Upon my inspection, I observed no overgrowth, but accumulations in the front and in the rear yard. Follow-up inspections revealed that he had removed everything from the front side area of the house. However, the accumulations remain in the rear. As of my last visit on December 2nd of this year, the accumulations remain in the rear yard.
Yes, sir.
The accumulations that you're seeing there are landscaping materials. Okay, they're not junk as it says on the report. The other part of the report was a wheelbarrow that I had moved, and I wasn't under the impression that a wheelbarrow sitting in your backyard was a code enforcement violation. Since then, I have painted the house. I put a new fence up on the north side of the property. I have a new roof going on in January. I have done a lot of upgrades on the house, replaced windows. I've cleaned the yard. There is a couple of building materials in the very rear of the property, but that's something that's going to be used to reinforce some other parts of the property. But as for junk and accumulations, these are all things that are just more or less attributed to, if you saw the picture, that was a neat and orderly pile of pavers. So to call that an accumulation, I don't know how to rebut that. To the right of it was a little bit of stone, but that was all basically concrete stone that can be used for landscaping.
Okay, Jose.
Gardens.
Hold on one second. Jose, do you have any comments?
So there was also a photo there. It looks like some large metal panels in the rear yard. Yeah, that photo there. And then he has, it looks like wood and stuff up against the back wall of the house too. If he's going to use it, he has to properly store it away. He can't have it out there like that. What's happening is, I guess he's attracting rodents that are going into the neighbor's yard and killing their koi fish.
Well, that has been addressed. That right there is still there, but it has been covered. I'm trying to move that out of the yard. That was part of some fencing panels that were for the back of the yard, but I'm no longer going to use those, so they are going to be moved. They are still there right now. There are no rodents back there because I had my rodent person come in and check the property out because I'd seen some. What are they?
All right, well, let's do it this way. How much time you need to get this corrected?
I take care of an 87-year-old mother. Okay, so I have a lot of time involved. I would say at least a couple of weeks to be able to get taken care of.
So you say maybe in 21 days you'll be in?
Yes.
With the holiday, I can give you 30 days, right?
30 days. Very good.
Mr. Reyes, do you have any problem with that?
No, that's fine.
With 30 days?
Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
I'd like to keep you guys happy.
Okay.
All right. I rule in the case of CE 2002393 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the action taken by the violator, violator's history, I grant 30 days to come in compliance. If compliance not achieved by that time, fine of $250 per day be assessed. Okay? As soon as you get it in compliance, give the inspector a call.
Okay,
Okay?
yes,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Have a happy holiday.
You too.
Have a good day.
Is Ms. Fritz back online?
Ms. Fritz, are you there? We see you joined via cell phone. Right now, you're muted. I'm going to unmute you. Ms. Fritz, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear
We
me?
can hear you. Can you hit can you tap your phone and share your video as well?
Okay. Yes.
We aren't seeing it yet. Okay, now we have it. Give us 1 second and we'll bring you up on the screen.
Okay.
Turn back to page 2 under continued cases, number 3, case number CE 1900-6333. And we have Ms. Fritz online now. If I could get her on screen, I can give her the oath of witness. Good morning. Raise your right hand, please, and put it where I can see it. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name and address.
My name is Cindy Fritz. My address is 4825 South Gachet Boulevard in Lakeland, Florida, 33813.
And for the record, what's your relation to this case?
I'm the property manager.
Thank you.
Here we are.
Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Officer Joshua Steen. I first inspected this property located at 7716 East Sly Avenue, Tampa, Florida, 33610 on 04/25/2019. The property was tenant occupied and not in foreclosure. It's a continuance for excessive dwellings. To my knowledge, at this point, I have been keeping in touch with Cindy, and they have been working to get it resolved. And at this time, the tenant has been evicted, but they left the mobile home. So now they are trying to legally acquire the title to be able to get rid of it, to get it off the property.
Building or excess dwelling?
Pardon, sir?
That would be the excess dwelling, the mobile
Yes,
home?
sir. Yes, sir. So apparently the tenant that was owned it, and they're trying to and left it. So they have to get the title in order to dispose of it.
Okay, Cindy,
Yes, sir.
how much time do you need?
I'm working with the attorney and they just found the gentleman's name there, so I'm just waiting on the attorney's office. I'm not sure how long it will take them. But I do have a question. If they can't find the title or whatever, can the property be rezoned?
Property what?
Can the property be rezoned in the future?
It's too long. This case has been going on way too long.
Okay, all right, well, that's all we're
I want
waiting.
to know how much time it's going to take for you to get that mobile home off the property. You can always relocate it and put it in someplace else in storage until you get things resolved.
I'm per the attorney, I'm not sure we can move it without title to it.
Okay.
They're setting it for auction. They have to put it up for auction. We'll bid on it so that we can get the title on it.
Carmine, right now, this case has been going on since September of 2019. How much time do you think it's going to take in order to get title for a mobile home, or can they move a mobile home even though it's without title and just relocate it to another storage area?
Sir,
We've had that issue before. It is considered, it's not necessarily a home, it's like an automobile. It can be stored, they just can't dispose of the property. So they can move it to a storage facility and store it there, like we've had vehicles removed that were in probate.
Yep.
But this is an issue that I was looking through the evidence here, and they identified the owner, and they were going to put it up in auction. But my question to the property owner is, has an auction date been set?
No, we just now got found, and I thought I sent it to you, the gentleman that owns it, we had to give him the number off the mobile home so that they could research it and find out and get the title to it. It's a
Paperwork that you submitted, and the magistrate has it for review.
Now, I do not know how long it takes they can find the identification number on it and go to DHSMV and request a duplicate title.
Sure.
Now, in my understanding, that can be done depending on whether they want to pay funds up front, and it's usually done then, or it can be mailed, and it would be up to 30 days to get the copy of the title.
Okay, did you
All right,
skip that I had the Florida vehicle record that the attorney sent me? It was to.
Could you repeat that, Ms. Fritz?
Yes,
Could you repeat that, what you just said?
in with my information, I thought I sent the Florida vehicle record. And that's what the attorney is doing now. It just said it for.
What is the attorney doing now? I see that you have the registration information, but you don't have a title.
Right. That's what the attorney, the attorney said they have to set it for auction, and then we bid on it so that so that the title will go in our name.
And that was the question, was we're trying to figure out how much time to give you. And the question is when does he plan on setting the auction date?
As far as I know, they're setting it as soon as possible. But I have no idea how long that takes. I can.
You know what, I'm gonna go ahead and rule in this case. This has been going on entirely too long.
Officer
I'm
Steen
going to give you a period of time.
Sir.
I don't know, but we had to go through an eviction. That's what took so long.
Officer Steen?
Yes, sir. If I may. So this property owner and Ms. Fritz they've been very cooperative trying to sort this out all along. The holdup happened. The case got continued, and then COVID happened, so they were unable to evict the tenant until evictions were restarted. So they've been trying. I would say that they're doing the right thing. They're not being argumentative on purpose. It's just COVID's putting everything behind.
Okay. I'm still of the opinion, and I'm going to rule this way. It's been going on too long, and I'm going to give you an incentive to go ahead and get it corrected within 60 days. So I'm going to rule in the case of CE 19006333 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the action taken by the violator, violator's history, I grant 60 days to come in compliance. Compliance is not achieved by that time, a fine of $300 per day will be assessed. That's your incentive. Thank you very much. Next case.
Turn to page 6, number 12, CE 2001-2134. The owner is at Real Estate Services of New York, LLC. Location 900 Silver Palm Way. We have service, and we have a number of people both in person and virtually for this case.
Okay.
So if the people who are here in person could come up So anyone who's going to testify needs to take the oath of witness. All of you raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And I need each of you to, in the microphone, give your name and address.
My name is Kristen Lockard. I'm at 903 Sago Palm Way, Apollo Beach.
My name is Jill Scott. I live at 6524 Bimini Court in Apollo Beach.
My name is Anne Marie Kenny. I live at 901 Sago Palm Way, Apollo Beach.
And for the record, these are all neighbors. Is that correct? Neighbors of the property. And you, sir, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name and address.
Peter Croese, 900 Silver Palm Way, Apollo Beach.
And you're the owner of the property? Is that correct?
Technically, I'm renting right now.
Oh, okay. I had you written down as owner. Do you want me to get the people online next, Mr. Brazilla?
Sure.
Okay, I need to see the people who are virtual and give them each the oath of witness.
For the record.
Yes, Peter Croese, 900 Silver Palm Way, Apollo Beach.
And you're representing a real estate firm?
Yes.
Are you're a renter or?
I'm sorry?
What's your relationship here?
I'm currently renting.
Speaking of Mike.
I'm currently renting.
You're renting there?
Yes, but I'm.
Do you have the authority to go ahead and represent the owner?
I requested it from them, but they never responded.
Okay.
Within a week, I will be the owner.
Okay. Now you know what you'll be subject to. Okay, let's do the who's virtual.
I believe we have Robert Wilson, Josh Anderson, and Karen Leonard. They're all there?
Yeah, Karen Leonard is here.
Robert Wilson is here.
And then Joshua Anderson is here.
One of them on the screen individually so I can do the oath.
Yes, please stand by. Mr. Wilson, go ahead. Raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Your name and address.
Robert W. Wilson, 902 Sago Palm Way, Apollo Beach, Florida.
And the next person, please. Your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name and address.
My name is Karen Leonard. I live at 906 Silver Palm Way, Apollo Beach, Florida.
Thank you. And then the last one, please.
My name is Josh Anderson. Lived at 905 Sago Palm Way in Apollo Beach, Florida.
Swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do. Yes.
Thank you.
Can you just restate your name, Mr. Anderson?
It's Joshua Anderson.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's go to the officer.
Yes, ma'am. I live across the canal.
The officer? Is it?
Cortez online?
This is Stephen Saucer, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I'll be presenting the case on behalf of Officer Omar Cortez.
Steve, you want to go ahead? You got the floor.
Okay, all right. The case began with a complaint submitted to the county on August 11th of 2020. Upon inspection, the property was being rented for less than a 7-day period. That's how it was cited back at that time. And the property is still in violation according to Officer Cortez. He lost connectivity earlier in the session, and that's what I'm getting from him on this case.
So the improper use of zone, please define that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. The property is zoned RSC 6. It's a single family home, and it's being rented for less than a 7-day period via Airbnb, which will be the improper
All
use.
right, sir, since you're renting, go ahead and.
Officer Cortez came in August. We changed our platform to a different company. So we did put a notice on there that you cannot rent for less than 7 days. However, the mechanics of it was not in compliance also. So when you went online to book, I guess it was less than 7 days. So that's also been corrected. I emailed Officer Cortez to confirm that now when you go online to book, you can't do it for less than 7 days. And I guess because he's so busy, he hasn't responded. But if you need the website, you're welcome to look at it. Our website and the platform, you cannot book for less than 7 days. It's impossible.
Okay, you say you have the intention of buying, or you're gonna close in the next week?
I should, yes. I'm ready to close. I'm just waiting for this company, EK Real Estate, to give us a closing.
You signed a contract?
I'm waiting for the contract.
All right, so you're, all right.
But I have all the emails and proof that it's going through.
You don't have a contract though.
The contract has been emailed to me, but there's some changes that need to be made.
All right, so you don't have a contract? You don't?
Not yet, not a signed contract, no.
Okay, so, all right, that answers my question. Okay, young lady.
My husband and I have lived in 903 Sago Palm Way for the last 2 years. And of that 2 years, we've experienced numerous weekends where we could not open our windows or doors because of the excessive noise and music and the screaming from the fraternity parties that were occurring. And in regards to platforms, that's a matter of settings. This has been going on for 2 years now. And it's just very frustrating that we cannot enjoy our home. And I mean, to the point to where even with the windows and doors closed, I still can't hear my TV, and I have 4 speakers on the ceiling. And when I call the non-emergency sheriff's department, I have the operator saying, well, ma'am, the sun is still up. It's like, yes, I know that. It's been going on all day. So I really hope that you will hear us and help us. Thank you.
Okay.
Roger, bye.
Good morning. Again, my name is Anne Marie Kenny. My husband Tom and I have lived at 901 Sago Palm Way in Apollo Beach since 2003. About 2 years ago, I met Mr. Croisi, is that how you pronounce it? Face to face at a code enforcement hearing similar to this one, addressing similar issues, loud music, parties, and the like taking place at 900 Sago Palm Way, also known as Peter Pan's Resort and Spa. He was renting as an Airbnb property, but not adhering to minimum stay guidelines. At that time, he was told if he planned to continue, he must abide by the guidelines, rules, and minimum stays. As we left the hearing room, he approached us, introduced himself, offered us his business card, saying, going forward, any issues that we might have, just call him to avoid situations like this, the violation hearings, as he wanted to be a good neighbor. Fast forward to today. It is an understatement to say he has not been a good neighbor. as you've read or heard from similar submissions online by other neighbors on Silver Palm Way, Sago Palm Way, and Bimini Court. Based on the days of guest activity, photos, and traffic, it seems until recently, the marketing of these properties on various vacation rental sites are offering or have been offering short stays. Marketing on such sites as Evolve Vacation Rentals, Peter Carasi.vacation by redawning.com, his own website, Peter Pan Resorts, as well as apartments.com, realtor.com, Zillow, just to name a few. It has only been recently that he has modified and extended the minimum stay requirements. Needless to say, weekends in our once peaceful neighborhood are now inundated with loud party music, yelling, screaming, chanting like chugging parties and challenges. They sound like a sequel to Animal House frat parties. The profanity that we can hear, cars exceeding neighborhood safe driving speeds, which endanger our children, the elderly, walkers, joggers, and cyclists. On countless occasions, I have made calls directly to him to address these issues, which he always seems to be so surprised at the complaints and says he will take care of it, but never does, thus making it impossible for us to enjoy our home's outdoor spaces, whether it's day or evening. On one occasion, the party was so loud and I couldn't reach him, I drove over there. The yard, driveway, and the roads were just clustered and covered with cars. And there was one young woman, she was so drunk she could barely stand up, just staggering around. I decided entering the property was not a good idea. There are times late at night when the music finally stops, but the loud conversations can easily be heard till after midnight and later. Just over a year ago, neighbors living in 903 and 905 Sago Palm Way, which is across the canal from the Peter Pan Resort, sold and moved largely because of the loud, rude disruptions and activities. Now, only a year later, we're losing another wonderful neighbor for the similar reasons. For well over 2 years, he has demonstrated a total lack of caring, regard, and consideration for our neighborhoods and its residents. He's been rude, condescending, and tries to intimidate residents, not only verbally, but by his erratic driving, as stated in a letter which I think you received from Colonel John Liedenheimer. And if you don't have it, I do have a copy. Other residents living on Silver Palm Way who have experienced his behaviors and intimidation were too intimidated to appear or put their experiences in writing. I also printed out an online review posted on TripAdvisor, October 2020, noting the dirty conditions, including bed bugs, in the RV, which he rented to her because the houses were full. Mr. Carasi also has little regard for the law that protects our neighborhood and waterways. His actions mock zoning codes as well as code enforcement personnel. The bottom line is 900 and 901 Silver Palm Way are properties located in a residentially RCS6 single home zoned area. The zoning allows for small in-home businesses such as tax preparers, accountants, properly licensed hairdressers, and the like, but it does not allow for vacation rentals that fall into a realm considered hotel, motel, or resorts. It's my understanding it is the sworn duty of those commissioned to serve on this board to uphold and enforce the zoning codes as they are written. This business activity is not within zoning codes of our residentially zoned neighborhood, and we respectfully look for you to shut it down and return our neighborhood to the peaceful place that it used to be. This gentleman can take his business somewhere else.
Thank you very much. Now, all other witnesses, I don't mind you coming up, but I don't want to repeat what has been said. Okay? I've heard enough of that. So if you want to add something to it, come on up.
What she said, and operating a resort and marina where boats are leaking diesel. I know this because I kayaked past there a couple of weeks ago and you could see the slick. The absolute noise and disrespect for this community that we live in, that we so worked hard to move into in 1988, has been not only a nuisance, but it's been disgusting. The music that comes out of there, the language that comes out of there. My next door neighbor has 2 small children. There's dangerous activity, people being pushed in the pool, people being pushed in the water. And I have him on video trespassing on my property, which for me is very threatening. My husband's gone a lot. He's a retired Major General in the Air Force. He goes away. I don't need people trespassing on my property, which is 2 roads over. So essentially, the activity at that property is terrorizing 3 neighborhoods, 3 good neighborhoods that people have lived in for many years.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Can you please state your name for the record?
Visible.
Jill Scott, 6524 Bimini Court.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Those that are on virtually, I don't want to hear what I've heard. If you got anything to add to it, please, then go ahead and speak.
We have Robert Wilson first. Sir, you are muted still.
Yes, good morning. This is Robert Wilson, 902 Sago Palm Way. I just want to add a couple other things to what the ladies have said before. But I've witnessed, and so has other residents, that he's not only doing what he's doing in the 2 homes there at 901 and 902. Originally, he owned that property. He did a mortgage with a bank out of New York, which in my book is sort of like a Ponzi scheme to get his name off the title. The other thing is he's been dumping trash into the canal. The people that rent the dock space, and I'm talking about up to 4 boats, actually some of them live on it, and the black water and the gray water has ended up in the canal. We've actually witnessed him moving the boats to dump stuff in the other canals headed out to Tampa Bay. And I think one of the ladies that I believe Karen had witnessed that too. The other situation, we've called the sheriff's department, I can't tell you how many times, and it's just so aggravating that these pop-up parties on a Friday night pop up, and I believe I lost count of how many people was on his back patio, but I was upwards of 50 people. And I don't know if any of the other people across the canal had seen it, but we did talk about it, and I think Jill had mentioned that there was something over 70 people that they counted. So it's aggravating. It's ruined our neighborhood. People are leaving. They're putting their houses up for sale. He's approached me. Peter has approached me in my driveway 1 block over on a Saturday morning when I was mowing my yard and asked me to come out to the street because he had something to discuss with me, but not in a kind way. The guy is a bully, and he's bullied these people long enough next door to him, across the way from him. It's a sad state of affairs, and we want our county to take care of us, the people that pay the taxes. And I don't know if he's paying any taxes, but I highly doubt it for all these rentals. But one night stays are a constant, and we're tired of it. You're repeating
what
losing our
we've heard.
neighborhood. Thank you.
Next
we have Mr. Anderson, Josh Anderson.
I really think everyone that has spoken so far has really hit the nail on the head.
I don't have any additional items to add. I moved into that house, into 905 Sago Palm Way across the canal on September 27th of 2019, and have recently moved out last week. I couldn't take it anymore. Me and my wife couldn't. It was intended to be our forever home. We were supposed to have a family and settle down there, but it wasn't working. And we felt like we were fighting an uphill battle every time we reached out to law enforcement or anything. It just seemed like their hands were tied, and so were ours. So that's all I have to add.
Thank you. And finally, we have Karen Leonard. Karen?
Yes, my husband and I have lived at the address 906 Silver Palm Way since 2010. We saved all of our lives to be able to live on the water. This was our dream home, living in a neighborhood that everyone knew everyone else and looked after each other. This was until Mr. Preuss moved into the 900 Silver Palm Way, which he bought outright at that time. Since Mr. Preuss bought the property, we have had to call various authorities many times because of code violations, loud music, trash thrown in the water, boats blocking the canal, fights by customers, and parking problems, which we experience because we are 2 doors down from this address. I've had 2 threatening, intimidating incidences with Mr. Preuss. One where he was so close to the back end of my car, one of my neighbors thought he actually hit me. He was swerving back and forth behind my car. The other one was I worked at the Special Operations Command, so I left early in the morning at dark, proceeding to start my car and get my seatbelt on. Mr. Preuss came and banged on my window, yelling at me. I quickly pulled my phone out and called my husband, who came out and found Mr. Preuss hiding behind his work truck in our driveway.
I'm going to stop you right there. First off, the interaction that you have with Peter he is a tenant. Right now, we're looking at improper use of zone with the owner, which is ER Real Estate Services of New York. So I don't think anything more needs to be said about this. I've got enough to go from here, but I'm going to turn it over to Peter. What do you have to say?
Excuse me,
I've been
Mr.
there 2
Rusilla.
years.
Can she please state her name for the record?
Hold on. Okay.
My name is Karen Leonard.
2 years. In the 2 years, code enforcement has been called 16 times. Coast Guard, Port Authority, Sheriff's Department. The Port Authority found nothing. Coast Guard came and looked and left. There are other neighbors that are in violation. I'm not going to go there, but they're running businesses and they're not in setbacks. I've got people that were up on the screen that have threatened me, threatened my life. All these people have not produced any proof. Okay, they've said things, but I was harassed before I even started doing this.
Okay. All right. So right now, there again, the interaction between you and them is you as a tenant.
Yes.
Them having an interaction with you. It has nothing to do with this. Okay.
The bottom line is I'm in compliance. You're welcome to check. You can speak to Mr. Cortez. Okay. Basically, you can shut me down, but you're going to need to shut down an entire industry. And the county's going to have to do it for everyone.
That's my decision. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. All right. Stephen, you have anything more to add?
Officer Cortez, I'm the officer for this case. I have not been sworn in. I need to be sworn in.
You have to.
Sworn in. I have not been sworn in.
Officer Cortez on the screen. Do you
Yes,
swear
this Officer
affirm the
Cortez.
testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
You want to add to this?
Yes. So this is, again, good morning. I'm Officer Cortez with Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. Now, again, the property is on 900 Silver Palm Way in Apollo Beach. Just want to bring this up. This is a repeat violation There was a hearing back on September 18th of 2018 for case number CE 1800-9968, and the order was given to remain in compliance. Well, this case was complied and closed back on September 30th of 2018. This case was initiated with a complaint that came in on August 4th, 2020. Okay. On August 11th, 2020, I made a site visit to the location and went to the website, peterpansresorts.com, and I was able to book it for less than 7 days. So I started their property for the same thing on Improper Use of Zone and listing the occasional.
Mr. Cortez, stop for a minute.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Mr. Cortez, did you hear the testimony from the witnesses as well as the tenant? And I don't need to review the whole case again. Just have you listened to any of that?
I'm listening. Yes, I've been getting complaints up to yesterday from citizens around that area about renting the property.
You have responded, I understand. And it's a B&B right now, and they're renting it as a B&B?
They're renting the property in their website and booking it less than 7 days. Now, on December the 3rd, I was, on December the 7th, I went back on their website and I was not able to book anything. So they're all listing to the minimum of 7 day stays.
Now, the question I'm going to impose to you right now, I can rule on the B&B. Have you talked to the police about cooperation in enforcing a lot of the things that seem like in violation other than what we got right here?
I have been in touch with the sheriff's office, and they're also working on their part on their end. So they know that anything after hours, they're going to go act and deal with the noise violation or dealing with people partying after hours. They're going to be dealing with that part. But yes, they're aware of it.
Okay. All right, that's enough. Peter, what more do you have to say?
I mean, some of my neighbors do call me, and I do make an effort to because I don't want to upset my neighbors. I don't want to be here. You don't want to listen to this. So I do for the neighbors that do call me. Okay. There's some neighbors that have called me and they thank me for what I did. Then everything was fine. Then he was up here now saying that he moved and that he couldn't take it anymore. But whenever he called me, I was able to resolve whatever issue was, and then he texted me back that, thank you so much.
Okay. All right. That's enough. All right.
Roger, can I ask Mr. Cross a message, please?
Sure.
Ms. Cross, did you, as for ownership of this property, you as an individual, did you ever own this property as an individual?
Yes.
You sold it to EK Real Estate Services of New York, that LLC. Are you a member of that LLC?
No.
Okay.
It's a very technical thing.
I'm just asking the question because I'm trying to find out. I have not looked up the LLC to see if you are an agent of the LLC, and you claim you're not, but now you're going to purchase the property back.
Correct.
Okay. And during the time period that you've owned it, sold it, you've occupied the control, yeah. And you've run Peter Pan B&B out of it.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, I'm prepared to rule in this case, and I'm going to make this very difficult. You said you had a contract, going to buy it, whatever. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the violation, which is the improper use of zone. So I'm going to go ahead and rule in this case of CE 20012134 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the action taken by the violator's history, I granted 3 days to come in compliance. Compliance not achieved by that time, a fine of $1,000 per day will be addressed. Okay? Get it together. That's it. Next case.
Turn to page 7, number 15, case number CE 200000812. The owner is Stephen R. Henshaw and Lisa S. Henshaw, 14929 Old Point Road. We have service, and some people are signed in for this case.
What case number? 15?
Number 15 on the agenda.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name and address.
Steve Henshaw, 14929 Old Point Road, Tampa.
Thank you.
Okay. You ready to move on? Did you swear in?
No, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
What is that on your mask?
New York. Good morning, folks. My name is Jose Pereira. I work for Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I conduct an inspection of the property located at 14929 Old Point Road, Tampa, Florida, 33613. My inspection was on November 24th. It is owner occupied, and I met with the homeowner's wife, Mrs. Henshaw. The property was cited for protected treatment. The exterior siding on the house is rotted, falling apart, and he has a blue top over the roof, which is not proper roofing material. A couple of days after that, I spoke with Mr. Henshaw. He hired a contracted team, and they are working on correcting those violations. So I don't mind you grant them an extension. He is working on it currently.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's basically it. I have a roofer under contract now. They're going to be replacing the roof as soon as my mortgage company gives them whatever final information they need. They've just been going back and forth for like a month and a half with the mortgage company, but they're ready to go to replace the roof. And I have a contractor to fix the siding that should be. I should be pulling the permit within a week or so. I don't know how long it takes to do that, but.
Okay, this has been going on since January 22nd of 2020.
All right.
And how much time do we need?
With the mortgage company, they seem very.
Maybe just so I can understand, why is the mortgage company dealing with the roofer?
To pay them for the roofing job.
So is this an additional loan that you're getting with the?
Yeah, the roof was damaged when a tree fell on it.
Oh.
And that's why it's.
So it's insurance?
Yes, it's insurance, yes. And the insurance company has already released the money, but the mortgage company keeps sending me letters about the tree that I had taken off last year. They're very confused about what's going on. I keep telling them, and we have to keep going through this. And their latest thing is they won't release any information to.
Why did the insurance company release the money to the mortgage company?
Yes.
That's kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Penny Mac. I don't know. The insurance company didn't seem to think there was.
You're paying for the insurance. Why would they release it to the mortgage company?
I don't know. It's my first time I've ever had to file a claim. I didn't know, and the insurance company didn't have a problem with it. So they're
sure they didn't.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for them, it seemed to be standard procedure. They didn't think it was.
It's not standard procedure.
Okay. Well.
All right. How much time?
I would say easily within 2 months, I can get all of this taken care of.
All right. I don't know. I've never, what you've said about the mortgage company, insurance company and all that, I've never heard that happen before. So, I mean, if you don't have anything moving in the right direction, I would suggest you get an attorney.
I have one. She was just elected judge, and she's no longer representing me. So I have to find another attorney.
Oh gosh. All right. I'm going to go ahead. All right. You need to do something.
Right.
Was the attorney aware of the mortgage company, insurance company relationship?
Yes.
He was.
Yes.
And he's a judge now.
Yeah, she.
Okay. I'm not going to ask his name. All right. I'm going to rule in the case of CE 2000812 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the act taken by the violator says I grant 90 days to come in compliance. Compliance not achieved by that fine time, a fine of $200 per day will be assessed. Okay?
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Happy holidays.
Also, somebody left their thumb drive up here. I don't know if they needed it for something else.
Turn to page 9, number 18, case number CE 1901-8524. The owner is Deanna Morphy, Gerald Lancaster, 16601 Boy Scout Road. We have service and we have a party signed in virtually for this case. David Wright.
Good morning, I'm David Wright.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name and address.
Good morning. For the record, my name is David Wright, president of TSP Companies. Our address is P.O. Box 1016, Tampa, Florida 33601.
Involvement with this case?
I am here today representing the property owners, Deanna Morphy and Jerry Lancaster. I'm a zoning and land use consultant, and they have hired me to assist them in this matter.
We got Steve available?
No, it's David Kanzler representing for Steve Favors this morning. This case started back in November of last year. It's a commercial stable, and they haven't gone through site plan approval. And that's what we're waiting on, is what this gentleman's going to be assisting them with.
The site plan, I mean, the fencing,
No, the site plan for the whole
in violation here.
They never went through site plan approval for the use of the property. And it's a commercial stable where they have boarding and riding and grooming and all of that.
They are? They are?
It's zoned AR, yes, sir.
Zoned AR. I'm sorry, I
they've
didn't.
done development and construction to the stable without a site plan or any permits approval, and so they're in an after the fact submittal plan, but no action has been taken since June 22nd, 2018. And in all, just to let you know, in the facets of electric service, mechanical, plumbing, and the fire marshal all have denied the permit for various reasons.
Okay. All right, and we'll go back to the fellow that's testifying for the owner.
Good morning. Thank you. What's been represented by Mr. Kanzler is correct. The property owners purchased this property back in 2015, and it was operating as a stable at that time. So they have been very confused as to why this violation and actually why they're in violation. They originally were working with a real estate attorney who unfortunately gave them some poor advice and tried to convince them that they actually weren't in violation, that they should fight this. I was contacted, referred to them back in September of this year, at which time I reviewed the violation. I reviewed the zoning, confirmed that it is an agricultural zoning, and a conditional use is required in order for them to operate as they are on the property. I informed them of that and told them that the only way to correct this would be to file a site plan with the county, as the violation directs them to do. Since then, we've completed a survey of the property, which is the basis of preparing the site plan, and they've contracted with civil engineer, Mr. Dave Fuchsen of Fuchsen Engineering. He is in the process of preparing the site plan, and I talked to him just yesterday. he stated that he needs about 30 to 45 days to complete the site plan and submit it to the county. So I'm not here to dispute anything. I agree that there is a corrective measure that needs to be taken. We are taking steps to proceed with that at this time. And so I would ask for some time to allow me to manage this and help them get this property into compliance.
And you're saying how much time?
The engineer stated he needs 45 days to submit the site plan, so we can have a site plan to submit it to the county within or before 45 days from now. It would then take the county's typical review process in order to review and approve the site plan. So what I was going to ask for is if we could continue this case for 60 days, I could come back before you in 2 months and give you an update and let you know what progress we've made at that time.
I would agree with that. You can tell from our previous occasions with submitting site plans that we don't know if development services and any of these divisions are going to approve it or not, and then it takes some time when it's reviewed and corrected. So I would agree with that at this point.
All right, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and continue this case to February 9th hearing date, I guess. We don't have any future dates yet.
We don't have the dates yet. You can continue it for 60 days and we can notify everyone of the date when it's approved.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the
60-day
consideration.
continuance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case.
Next case is on page 10, number 20, CE 2000-3348. The owner is Arthur James Ramaglia and Darlene Elizabeth Ramaglia, 19115 Amelia Circle, Leah Service, and we have someone here for this case.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And state your name and address.
Darlene Ramalia, 5353 Sir Churchill Drive, Leesburg, Florida.
Thank you.
Is that Darlene Elizabeth?
Darlene Elizabeth.
Oh, okay. And Mr. Favors around? Or did
David Kanzler. David Kanzler, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. We had a number of violations on the property when we started in March. We had accumulations, roof, and private pleasure craft parked on the right of way. The only thing that's remaining is the roof, and we've spoken with Arthur James, and he is in the process of trying to sell a piece of property so he can afford to replace the roof. And that's where we're at right now. That's the only thing that's remaining.
Okie dokie.
My husband and I have been separated for 2 years. Back in, I moved away, and we tried to get the roof fixed through the homeowners, but they denied us, and then they dropped us. We got stuck between a rock and a hard place. We don't have the credit to get a loan to get it done. Back in July, my husband said that someone stopped by the house and was willing to buy the piece of property that we have next door. We are on a cul-de-sac. It's like a lot and a half. And they were wanting to buy that piece of property. And I said, that's a great opportunity for us to have the funds to get this roof fixed, because the homeowners dropped us and we didn't have any homeowners for our home. So we had to get it through the mortgage company twice as much. So I told him, I said, that's perfect. He was all gung-ho about doing it. The last minute, he changed his mind. Said he didn't want to do it. I'm stuck because I can't sell it without him. It's in both of our names. It's a great opportunity, but now apparently the guy has returned and offered it again. And now my husband is in compliance with it. He has gotten a note from the buyer. He has papers stating that the survey on the property is in progress, and he's just asking for more time. He does have some health issues that he's dealing with, so it's taking him a little bit longer than expected.
Who's living on the property? Who's living there?
My ex.
You're living somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm stuck because I can't do nothing without him. And he's finally,
Where's he at? Is he working or he just?
he's a land surveyor.
I'm
He's a
sorry?
land surveyor.
Oh, he couldn't come to the hearing, huh?
He's sick.
He's sick? Okay. How much time do you think? I mean, you say you have an offer on the property, right? And
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have a contract on it?
The guy signed, he signed it saying that he's willing to buy the property.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I know. And then these are just things that my ex gave me. I'm kept basically in the dark. I just go by with what he says. And that's all I can present because I don't live with him. And I can't get, straight answers from him. He tells me he wants to sell the property and at the last minute he changes his mind. So I can't go by his word. So, but he needs that roof fixed. We can't keep getting violations for it because I can't afford violations. I'm a server, and I can't afford it. So I asked him, I said, how much time do you think you need? And he says, well, as much time as they'll give me. And I said, well,
I give you 7 days. That ain't gonna work, is it?
it's not,
So I need something reasonable.
he's asking for 6 months, but I told him, I said, good luck on that. So it's whatever you can give us. Just, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's nothing I can do. I don't know what to do.
Who's here for Stephen? Is it Camp Dave? What do you think, Dave?
Sir, you're muted.
Sorry, given that it's the owner that lives in it and doesn't impact any non-involved parties except for property values, I don't know. I wouldn't want to see anything more than 90 days.
Okay. Well, 90 days, if he has a note that you feel it's very good and he feels very good about selling the property and coming to, some sort of resolve and getting it fixed. So I'll go along with the 90 days. And all right.
I'm just going by his word. And like I said, I don't.
Well, you don't have to worry about getting violation notice now. You'll get penalty notices. Okay. All right. I rule in the case of CE 2003348 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the act taken by the violator history, I grant 90 days to come in compliance. Compliance not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 per day will be assessed. Okay. And tell him that's the law now.
90 days and $200.
Yeah, you'll get a notice in the mail.
I'll get a notice.
$200 per day will start after the 90 days if it's not in compliance.
Okay, and I'm going to get a copy of that sent to my address in Leesburg, and then he's going to get a copy of that sent to the Amelia Circle. Because I'd like to have a copy sent to me too.
Correct. Both are listed. Both are listed in the case.
I have both addresses, so it will go to both.
All right, thank you so much.
Have a happy holiday.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 11, number 22, CE 2000-1046. The owner is JB Real Invest LLC, 9501 Somerset Island Court. We have service and someone is here for this case. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name and address.
My name is Orlando De La Paz, DELAPAZ. I live at 3937 Versailles Drive, Tampa, 33634.
And I've got you down as the owner of this property, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm the managing partner.
Okay.
Your partner's in the firm?
Yeah, I support.
Can you please restate your
Pardon
name
me?
for
What
me?
was the question?
You're a partner with JR?
With JB Real Invest, yes, sir.
Okay.
Orlando, Orlando, De La Paz, DELAPAZ.
Mr. Bishop there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
179-105,
Did Orlando
1111.
do the oath with Orlando? Did you raise your right hand?
I did.
Okay. Mr. Bishop.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm the 179-105, 1111. Hello?
Yes, we hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Chris Bishop, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. Property in question is 9501 Somerset Island Court. First inspected on 1 January 2020. Last inspection was 8 September 2020. The violations were accumulations, overgrowth, the nuisance condition, which is a smell, inoperable vehicles, exterior light fixtures, outside open storage. There's been no contact with the tenant for this property. There's been multiple door hangers. I conducted 7+ inspections.
My turn?
I guess.
We have a big problem on this property. We bought it about a year and a half ago. We had clear title. We had title insurance. Those people living there are the old owners. We have not been able to get them out. We had 2 writ of possessions. Both times got knocked out. We have 4 lawsuits going with this property. We do not have possession of the property.
You own it though.
We're in litigation.
Do you have title to it?
We had clear title, but we're suing West Court Title Company. We're suing Cass Schuler Title Company. We are suing.
So this is the people that are in the property are the owners.
They're the owners.
They sold it to you.
They did not. This is foreclosure. We bought it from Dutch Bank. We're suing Dutch Bank. Basically, they gave us a title that is not good. We have not been able to get a hold of these people at all. They just non-compliant. They just filed for bankruptcy this month. So again, we're extending everything. We just can't do anything about it. I had the sheriff there twice to get the possession, and he got knocked out.
And you have clear title to it.
Well, that's debatable. We're in court trying to establish that.
Oh, you don't have a title yet?
We have a title. We have a title insurance policy saying it's clear. We cannot take possession of the property because they have litigation pending from 2009.
I'm confused.
I got plenty of papers.
That doesn't really make sense. Huh? Yeah. Yes, sir. Another question?
No, I don't have any question. I just really can't do anything with the property. We'll own it on paper. We don't have possession. We have not been able to get possession of the property.
But, just the fact that you have a title, right? Supposedly. You just can't get the people out of there.
We can get them out because they have pending litigation from 2009 that the title company and the title insurance company didn't realize. So we're having to sue all these people to see, because we pay for the property, we just don't have it.
Is this in a residential area?
Yes, it is. And it is a mess. I mean, that's disgusting.
Is there anything they could do?
Our attorneys tell us that we cannot touch that place. And they're quite nasty. I've been there with the sheriff, and it just doesn't work.
I mean, it's not necessarily imperative that they get the people out, but they can clean the property up,
I would not put them in that position
with the
tenants there.
With the help of Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department.
I don't know if the sheriff wants to do
there's
that.
a question whether he truly, because of litigation, I mean, he can have a paper that says he owns it, but litigation may prove something different in the long run, because I don't know what what has caused this stalemate in the property and the removal of the people.
What's your attorney say?
We eventually win the case, they're gonna have to move out. But again, they've been at this since 2009. It was a mistake by the title company and title insurance to give us clear title. There is a litigation pending. Now, my attorney says that will be kicked out if we ever get a hearing. The problem is they just filed for bankruptcy. Prior to that, somebody else filed for bankruptcy. So we're just extending this madness.
I just, on a side, I'm just going to say, I'm a realtor as well. But in some cases where there's a foreclosure and it goes on and on and on, a lot of times the owners can get the people out and they call it a cash for keys program.
We offer that.
Oh,
these are, what do I say, professional squatters, basically.
Yeah.
They haven't paid mortgage in over 13, 14 years. They don't want to start now. Giving $2,000, $5,000, that's just not going to make it.
And well, you can't even start an eviction process.
We had, like I said, writ of possession twice with the sheriff there, and we got kicked out. They filed a motion and stopped the eviction.
Cameron, I'm looking for.
I can feel for him, and these people obviously know what to do to remain inside the house. It's how long have you been going through this now?
Well, we bought it 18 months ago, so we've been at it for 18 months.
Do you have another court date set?
Well, hang on, hold on. Well, no, right now we're waiting for the bankruptcy. They have a hearing coming up at the end of this month, at the end of next month for the bankruptcy.
Okay, I heard you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You multiple people have filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Have the residents?
Yeah, the residents. There's a woman there that supposedly she's married. And one of the things is this person that she's supposed to be married to, even though we can find wherever they be married, he filed for bankruptcy. And then now she filed for bankruptcy. So it just extends everything.
So, but can't you get involved in that as a creditor? I mean,
we are. We have 4 attorneys, 4 cases pending on this thing. I mean, we're just all over the place, spending money like crazy. That's all we do.
All right, what I'm going to do on this, we're going to just go ahead and continue this case for 90 days. And you come in and give me
I'll let you know where we're at.
Yeah, okay. I wish you well on that.
Right.
Yeah,
it's just never happened before. First time. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
90 days, they'll let you know. We got, how many people left in the audience up here? How many virtuals? None?
I've got one more. I have one more case flagged. If there are others online, I'm not aware of them.
None virtual. Let's hear this case, and then after that, we'll take a little break, okay?
Are you here for 7819 North 50th Street? Next case is on page 14, number 28, CE 2000-3650. The owner is Ronnie L. King and Katrina Elam King, 7819 North 50th Street. We have service, and Mr. King is here. Good morning. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I so affirm.
And state your name and address, and pull the microphone up towards you. There you go.
Yes, my name is Ronnie King. My address is 10518 Goldwater Lane, Riverview, Florida, 33578.
Thank you.
Play football?
Basketball.
Oh, okay.
Years ago. High school.
Officer Steen,
Right.
County Code Enforcement.
Go ahead, Officer Steve.
The property at 7819 North 50th Street, Tampa, Florida, was first inspected on March 16th, 2020. The property is vacant and not in foreclosure. The violations are fences, handrails, exterior walls, protective treatment, roofs and parts thereof, and stairs, porches, and appurtenances. Hold on, I need my readers for this fine print. I've had contact with Mr. King via email one time. We had a discussion about the property, but I explained to him that these things had to be complied, and we couldn't really continue to extend without any progress of work. There's no permits that I was able to locate in Permits Plus or Optics.
All right. Mr. King?
Yes. We have a building project that's currently in place. Obtained a permit to start a building project I actually applied for it on April the 10th. We had some plans in place prior to April the 10th. I was granted a permit on June the 8th. And on July the 14th, after we started work, preparing the foundation, we're in the process of building a church there. But after on June the 14th, the permit I had was put on hold. Since that time, I have been in contact with the zoning pre-planning committee. I've hired a survey company to complete surveys so we can get proper permits in place. And also, I've also hired an engineering firm so that we can go ahead and get our proper site plan, which we have now received. But we were still waiting to get the proper permits in place so we can get the go-ahead to build.
Or is anybody living there?
No, nobody's living there.
So you're planning to demo it and?
Exactly. Once we want to keep the building there because we have restrooms there. We have to have restrooms on site during the building project. Right. Once we complete the building, the plan is to demolish the building.
How much time you need?
Mr. Versilla?
What?
Mr. Versilla? Excuse me, Mr. Versilla?
Yes.
I've lost connection on my system for the recording, so I need to take a quick break so that I can get everything restarted.
So you want to take a 10-minute break to get everything started?
I only need about 2 minutes just to get it rebooted back up.
You want to take a break for 10 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
My apologies, sir.
All right. Take a 10-minute break.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to take a 10-minute break and we'll be back.
Okay, I now call the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate hearing back to order. Thank you. And we'll proceed with the case that we had at hand. And that's Ronnie L. King.
Correct.
Okay. So you're in the process, you're going to demo that house?
Yes, the house is going to be demoed. The fence has already been removed. We did remove that. But that's going to be demoed as soon as we can get to a good position with the building product, restrooms in place, and when we're able to transfer electricity and things of that sort.
How much time?
If I could get a 90-day continuance, that would, I'm not sure exactly how much time, but with the 90-day continuance, it may be enough time. It all depends on how much time we're waiting on the county to get the permits back in place so we can proceed with the work.
So is the property fenced in?
It's fenced in, but not in the front. The front is not fenced in.
Is this a residential area?
Yes, it is.
What would stop anybody from going in there since nobody's living there to hurt themselves?
What would stop anybody from going in there? At this time, there's nothing that would stop anyone from going in there.
But what can we do to do that, to stop it?
Well, that's a good question. And I'll be honest, I'm not a builder, so I mean, that's not.
How much of an opening to get into the property?
The front side of it is 168 feet across from end to end.
Who's the, Steve?
It's Officer Steen's case.
Is there a problem, a safety issue? I mean, he's asking for a 90-day extension. And
there's two apartment complexes.
And he's proceeding with the permits and whatnot, and it's going to be for the destruction of the property or demo, let's say, of the property. Is there any safety factors that I should take in consideration before I go ahead and grant a 90-day continuance?
Yes, sir. There's two apartment complexes in close proximity. There is a bus stop in close proximity, and some construction has already begun, but it also stopped. So now there's it looks like they were digging in and roughing in plumbing and digging in footers, but then that stopped. And it's been quite some time that there's been no progress there. My next step, honestly, is after you rule today, is I'm gonna recommend that it gets looked at for condemnation.
With himself. Did you catch that, Steve?
Pardon me?
Why would we want to consider that if he's in his plans to go ahead and do a demo on the building?
Yes, sir, because that's what he told me when I had contact with him in an email, but there has been no progress or permits pulled in that regard. Not that I have seen, not that I've been able to.
There's been a hold that's been placed on it. And when I spoke to Daniel Putnam, he told me we are not allowed to do any more work until we are able to resolve the permit issue. So that's what I've been working on, is getting that resolved. Of course, it takes time for the survey. We've gotten that completed, and we've just gotten the site plans finalized, but we still have to go back before the board. So we were told to stop, desist, don't do anything else.
I'm going to say this. My concern, the fact that it is vacant in such poor condition, okay, is a safety issue. And then based on what Steve had said about the apartment buildings being close by, bus stop and all that, I'm more concerned about safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
You can go out and rent a fence.
Say again?
Rent fencing.
Okay.
They can put a chain link fence across there and rent it, and then it stops anybody from going in.
Okay.
And I would grant a 90-day continuance based on that the fact that it's contingent upon you putting a fence in there just to enclose it.
Okay.
How does that sound? Can you do that? Yes? Great. That's it. We'll go ahead and do a 90-day continuance with the stipulation that there's going to be a temporary fence. I'm going to say temporary fence installed to prevent any invasion of the property. Okay?
All right.
So 90-day continuance, and remember, you got to get it done.
All right, we'll do.
Okay.
I want to get it done more than you do. Trust me.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good holiday. Here's my marching orders. Okay. Somewhere.
Do we have anyone else virtual that needs to testify? No? Okay. Then that clears the audience.
Okay. We'll continue on now. Seeing that no one is present in the audience for the remaining of cases on the agenda, we'll now review the case material previously provided by the county staff and find the property. Nope, sorry, wrong one. Oh, it is. Okay. If I find the property is in violation of Hillsborough County codes and ordinance as listed in staff presented, my ruling in each case will be based on the evidence presented on the gravity of the violation, the act taken by the violator, and the violator's history, and determining the amount of fines that will be assessed. Next case.
Turn to page 1 under continued cases. Number 1, CE 1700-2860. This case complied December 7, 2020. Number 2, CE 1901-1420. This case complied December 7, 2020. Turn to page 3, number 5, CE 2000-2847. This case complied December 10th, 2020. Number 6, CE 1902-0033. The owner is Carolyn Simpson, location 2526 East 149th Avenue. We have service and no one is present. And I believe Officer Lance is going to testify for this. I'm not sure if he's online.
I'm here. You guys hear me okay?
Do you need to take the oath, Brian?
Yes, I did.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You.
Good morning, Lance.
Hey, good morning, Roger. How are you? Brian Lance, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement, 2526 East 140th Avenue, was first inspected on December 19th, 2019. The property is currently still in violation of accumulations, roofs and parts thereof, and the carport ceilings caving in. Officer Badia took pictures on November 25th and posted the property. I went by yesterday to confirm all the violations are still outstanding. We've had a total of 8 visits to the property, and there's been no contact with the property owner, and it still appears to be vacant.
Occupied?
No, it appears to be vacant, Roger. No contact, and the posting's still on the door as of yesterday.
All right, Lance, how much? Well, this is going on since December, huh?
Correct.
2019. Let me repeat that. It is a residential area?
Yeah, yes.
Close by?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Additional homes, other homes close by? Not.
Yeah, it's a residential block.
I rule in the, go ahead. Me? All right, I rule in the case of C 19020033 that based on the evidence presented, I find a property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation, the action taken by the violator's history, I grant 15 days to come to compliance. Compliance not achieved by that time, a fine and $500 per day be assessed.
What was the fine amount? I'm sorry, 500?
15 fine. 15 days, 500.
Next case is on page 4, number 7, case number CE 2000-3856. The owner is O'Brien, Diaz, and Tamaris Montalvo, 2307 Silver Hill Court. We have service and no one is present. Tyrone Lee, is he online?
No, sir. No, ma'am. This is Charles Harwell, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I'm going to represent the case for Officer Lee. So this case, I'm sorry.
Have you taken the oath yet, sir?
I have, but twice is better than once, right?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, this case, CE 20003856, originated on March 18th of this year, and it was scheduled for hearing in May and August, both rescheduled because of COVID, and we're here today. There were two violations cited, overgrowth and pool sanitation. The overgrowth was complied on December 7th, when Officer Lee met with Mr. Diaz, and he explained the notice of hearing and how to attend it virtually. The pool sanitation violation remains in noncompliance. Now, there is a previous case a year ago. It's CE 1901154, and it originated on July 18th of 2019. It went to hearing October 29th of 2019, and again, no one showed up. Officer Sweeney complied the pool violation, the sanitation violation, on November 8th of 2019, and therefore, and no fines were assigned. And then like 4 months, 10 days later, we start this case with the same violation. And since this case was originated, we've had another complaint for the same violation. And it's, they're complaining about mosquitoes as well.
Cold for mosquitoes right now.
Yeah, when we had the previous, it was, I think it was May was the other complaint that came in, and mosquitoes were a complaint.
Now, what you're looking for is a violation and plus an occurrence?
Yes, sir. Remain in compliance because of the previous case already been to the code board for the same violation.
Clarify, that's going to be a remain in compliance for the overgrowth. The pool sanitation is a repeat violation, and you can order a per occurrence fine for the pool sanitation.
Okay.
Growth is in compliance. All right.
Yes, is the overgrowth is in compliance. I guess the pool sanitation is also in compliance.
No, it's not.
Okay. So an order for the pool sanitation and a remain in compliance for the overgrowth.
Okay.
And the pool sanitation is a repeat violator.
I rule that the property is again in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinances as listed in staff presentation and of the previous order dated 11/1/2019. This constitutes a repeat violation as defined by Florida statute. Further, I grant 3 days to come in compliance. If compliance is not achieved by that time, a fine of $500 per day will be assessed. Additionally, a fine of $1,000 per occurrence be imposed for any repeat violations after compliance is achieved. Okay, is that fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Just for the record, that does not cover the overgrowth because the pool sanitation is the only one that can be considered a repeat violation.
Yes.
So the overgrowth will be a remain in compliance, correct?
Complied.
Remain in compliance for the overgrowth?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, page 4, number 8, CE 200-15991, complied on December 3rd, 2020. Page 5, number 9, CE 2000-0061, this case complied December 2nd, 2020. Number 11, CE 200-10359, this case complied December 11th, 2020. Page 6, number 13, CE 2000-0338, and this case was pulled per staff. Page 7, number 14, CE 2000-0764, the owner is Corey Mustaine, 802 East 121st Avenue. We have service and no one is present. I have Roy Livingston as the inspector on this. Do we have him online?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, I can't see you.
How about now?
Earlier.
How's it going,
Have you
Mr.
taken the
Ryder?
oath, sir? Mr. Livingston, have you taken the oath of?
Better do it again because I was at the tail end of the last gaggle, so go ahead.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Roy Livingston, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. The property was first inspected on January 15th by Officer Andahar at 802 East 128th Avenue. The property is vacant and is not in foreclosure. The original response was for vagrants and overgrowth, etc., accumulations. I visited the property and confirmed all the above on January 22nd. And my last visit was on January 4th, December 4th of this year, 2020. And the following violations, nuisance condition, the house has been temporarily secured, but doors and windows are in disrepair and are still able to be violated, gain entry into the property. Overgrowth throughout the property, inoperable vehicle. Windows and exterior doors are damaged or missing, and as you can see by the aluminum. I last attempted to contact Corey Mustaine on actually this morning at 0845 at the last known good number that we had for him. He has not been at this property during the entire time. It appears to be abandoned. His regular property where he lives now, he doesn't seem to be living there anymore, and that property has gone into foreclosure. This particular property, he's in arrears on taxes for 2 years, so the assumption is it's abandoned. Code Enforcement Officer Andahar is currently running an abatement case on this so that we can try to get people in there to clean it up. He's got neighbors around that property that have consistently been complaining over the last year and a half. And that about sums it up.
I grant 7 days to come in compliance. If compliance not achieved by that time, a fine of $500 per day will be assessed.
Thank you, Roger.
Turn to page 8, number 16, CE 2000-1782. The owner is Espinelli Services LLC, 804 East 145th Avenue. We have service and no one is present.
Mr. Perea, is he here? Okay. Hey, you had to do a lot of prep work for this, huh? You had to do a lot of prep work for this, setting this up. Come in here at midnight? There he is.
Hey, good morning, good morning. Jose Pereira, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I conducted an inspection at the property located at 805 East 145th Avenue, Tampa, Florida, 33613. It's a vacant property. It's not in foreclosure. I received numerous complaints about the property, went out there and I cited for accumulation overgrowth and a fence zoning violation. It's over 6 feet. No contact. And as of this day, I went there on November 24th and no one reached out to me. So
no one's living there?
No, no one is living there. Still in violation.
And you haven't had any contact with the owners?
No,
at all?
sir.
All right. I grant 7 days to come in compliance. Compliance not achieved by that time. A fine of $500 per day.
Next case is number 17, CE 2000-3701. The owner is Reginald Simmons and Vivian Simmons, 13506 Green Tree Drive. We have service and no one is present.
Once again, good morning. Jose Pereira, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I inspected a property located at 13506 Green Tree Drive, Tampa, Florida, 33613. It is owner occupied, not in foreclosure. I met with the owner's grandson, David. We do have a previous case, fines running, case number CE 1901-2369 for overgrowth and fence violation and accumulations. This time the owner, grandson, David, admitted to me that the water heater is broken and the water heater is located in the garage. And to this day, it's constantly running water. No repair has been done. I made numerous contact with David, the owner's grandson. And as of yet, the owner itself hasn't contacted me and is still in violation.
I thought there was something about being able to go inside a property and checking it out. I mean, right now you're taking verbatim the word of the grandson that the water heater not working. You haven't actually seen it.
No, sir. Unfortunately, due to the fact of this crisis, we're not allowed to go inside.
To add to his situation, just to note that we do have a water flow coming from the garage area that is constant based on the photographs there.
Oh, but that could be from anything.
Yes.
But the owner grandson did indicate that the water heater.
It's an admission of what to the problem of what is there. He's acknowledging the source of the water.
But you haven't talked to the owner at all, have you?
No, sir.
Just the grandson?
Just the grandson, David.
Do you have easy contact with David?
Yes, I have his cell phone number, and I once in a while he calls me back, and he just he's a young man, and I guess.
What would you recommend?
We do have fines running for overgrowth and the accumulation, all that in the back. I guess 15 days, $500.
Yeah, I can tell you're from New York. I gotta have some fun my last time, right?
Thank you, yes, sir.
All right, 15 days, $500.
Thank you, sir.
15 days, $500.
Okay, next case is on page number 9. Number 19, CE 1901-9569. The owner is Diego Restrepo, 16309 Dewdrop Lane. We have service and no one is present.
David Kanzler.
Standing in for Steve.
Yes, sir. David Kanzler, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This property was brought into compliance yesterday afternoon, and it's in compliance. It doesn't need to be heard.
Compliance?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to do anything. It's compliant, right?
Not a thing.
Next case
Not a thing. They were demoing the
is on
building.
page 10, number 21, CE 1901-7449. This case complied December 7, 2020. Page 11, number 23, CE 2000-2829. This case complied December 7, 2020. Page 24, page 12, number 24, CE 2000-2832, Tina M. Coe, 4523 Hampshire Road. We have service and no one is present.
Available.
This one?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Chris.
Chris Bishop, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. The property in question is 4523 Hampshire Road. It was first inspected on 27 February 2020. My last inspection was 24 November 2020. Violations are accumulations, outside open storage, recreational utility vehicles exceeds allowable number, inoperable vehicles. I've had some contact with the owner. The owner states it's her son's stuff. He has some type of AC business that he brings stuff back. They're supposed to have it gone, but it leaves and goes.
Give you any time that they can get this corrected?
They've had since the first site visit.
What would you recommend on this?
7 days, $500 a day.
7 days, $500.
Turn to page 13, number 26, CE 2000-1399. This case complied December 1st, 2020.
Hold on. Do we miss 25?
We'll go back to it.
Oh, we're going back.
Number 27, CE 2000-2854, Tree Investments LLC. We have service and no one is present.
Who's in for Joshua? Steve again?
No, I'm here. Officer Steen, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I first inspected the property located at 7810 North 57th Street, Tampa, Florida, 33617 on February 27th, 2020. At the time of the inspection, the property was vacant and not in foreclosure. The violations are accumulations, fences, protective treatment, and general standards for non-residential structures. I'm not seeing the slide presentation right now, so I can't, if you want to ask any questions. I've had no contact with the whoever owns this property, but I know they got the NOVs and stuff because some of the things they complied.
Contact with the owners at all?
No, I'm assuming they're trying to flip it, but no, they've not.
Help them flip it. How much time would you allow?
Well, this case been open a long time, and this structure in the back that you're now looking at, that's the general standards for non-residential. That's dangerous, and the property is not fenced in. You could access the property, so I don't know at this point. 15 days, 500. There is
7 days, 500.
Okay, that sounds good to me. There is open electrical in this structure you're looking at here, The breaker boxes are open with exposed high voltage. You see the ceiling and the roofing is collapsing. All those, all the wooden structure up there it's rotted, and there's plant life growing through it.
It definitely needs to be secured for sure.
Yes.
We can add that to the order. Property needs to be secured.
You only gave them 7 days to be in compliance.
Yeah. Well,
I can put whatever you want in there.
huh?
I can do whatever you like.
Let's do 7 days, $500. Property needs to be secured within that period as well.
Next case is on page 14, number 29, CE 2000-3864. The owner is Maxine Johnson, 4401 Perch Street. We have service and no one is present.
Officer Steen, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I first inspected the property located at 4401 Perch Street, Tampa, Florida, 33617 on March 20th, 2020. At the time, so there is a question of whether it is tenant or owner occupied. It is not in foreclosure. I made contact with a man who says he's been living there 20 years and is the owner on the 1st of December. And we discussed that it was not proper, his name wasn't what was in Permits Plus and all that. And in any event, the violations are accumulations, overgrowth, and no address posted or improperly posted. He said he was going to have it cleaned up before the hearing. It was still the same as of yesterday when I drove by it.
7 days, $300.
7 days, $300.
Alrighty.
And now if you would turn back to page 12, number 25, CE 2000-0457. The owner is Andreas Annis Brexon and Priscilla Brexon, 6000 River Trace Road. We have service and we have some. Good morning. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
And pull this microphone down towards you. State your name and address for the record, please.
Priscilla Braxton, 6000 River Trace Road, Tampa, Florida, 33617.
Thank you.
Officer Steen, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This property was first inspected on January 17th, 2019. So the vehicle in question in this case was attached to that address by Officer Hippolito Padilla, who observed documents on the inside of the car that had the address and names listed. This vehicle is inoperable. There's no license plate or registration on it, and it has flat tires, and it's been sitting there for an extended period. I have had no contact with the property owner, and I just got a text this morning, just a few minutes ago, from Officer Gonzalez indicating that someone was coming to appear.
And you are Priscilla?
Yes.
Okay, you're the owner, right?
Well, the vehicle, owner of the home, but the vehicle is my ex-husband's.
Okay, so you've heard everything. So what goes on now?
So we're planning on getting rid of the vehicle. I actually have to go check to see if the car can start, because I was going to give it to my father. Either that or I'm going to tow it off of the yard if the car doesn't start.
How much time are you asking for?
About 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yes, please.
Okay, what if I give you 13 days?
That'll work.
Oh, gosh. Okay. All right, I rule in a case that, let's see. I rule in a case of CE 0000457, that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the action taken by the violator is just grant 21 days. Come in compliance not achieved by that time, fine $200 per day will be assessed.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Get it towed off and give the officer a call and get it in compliance, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Have a happy holiday.
All right, you too.
And that does conclude the agenda.
Okay. Just want to say one thing before I wish everybody a happy holiday, and maybe we'll see you next year. This one's closed, but I don't want you to leave yet, okay? We're adjourned.
Roger, that Joker mask is killing me.
Have a good one, Roger. Happy holidays.
Thank you all for joining in. We'll be ending the meeting.
Best with you and your family, Roger.